Coach's Corner is presented by Roanoke Valley Harley-Davidson. Stop by their store on Peters Creek Road for new and used motorcycles, service and repair, along with Harley-Davidson clothing and collectibles. Hello and welcome in to another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm Mitch, Stewart, and this morning I'm joined by Dawgs head coach Dan Bremner. Dan, thanks for joining me.
Of course.
A nice weekend split for you guys against a very solid Fayetteville team this past weekend. You guys get that 5-0 shutout win here at home, and then a tight game there on the road on Saturday that you just come up short in. What are some of your takeaways from that weekend against the Marksmen as you start to see them a lot more throughout the rest of the year too?
Well, from our perspective, it wasn't a nice weekend split. We played really well on Friday. We had energy up and down the ice. It's a 2-game weekend. There's really no excuses for us the way we played on Saturday. Guys had no energy. We had very little execution. We were getting beat to every puck, every race. We're going down a stretch now where we have 3-3 for a couple weekends in a row. We got a lot of games piling up as we catch up to other teams in the league as far as games played. Our guys, we got to find a way that we have energy going into every night. It's not always going to be 100%, but the drop off from Friday to Saturday was definitely concerning last weekend.
One line that has found a lot of success for you guys here over the last couple of weeks, if you look at the Matt O'Day, Carson Gallagher, and Tommy Municello line. Matt O'Day, SPHL Player of the Week just 2 weeks ago. Tommy Municello second on the team now in goals. And Carson Gallagher, if you take out that debut that he had back on Black Friday, he's got points in all but 3 of his games here with Roanoke. What has it been about that group that has allowed them to find so much success when they've been playing together?
Just what I was saying about kind of the lack of it on Saturday throughout our lineup. They're pretty consistently going with energy with Jam. Gally is a water bug out there, stopping, starting, putting in the work. And then Matty and Cello are so fast up and down the ice. Their speed absolutely kills, and they're tenacious after pucks. So even when they do have a turnover in the offensive zone, they're all over it. 3 guys going at it pretty hard. And it's so frustrating to play against, and they're getting the success on the offensive side as well.
There's been some movement in and out here over the past couple of weeks that maybe we haven't got a chance to sit down and chat about. Let's first talk about who's been on the move out. You had Edgar Duckus and Gustav Mueller both getting some ECHL call-ups. What do you kind of miss with those 2 guys? What did you see with their game that maybe led them to get those opportunities in the higher league?
Yeah, Ducky's been the last little while stepping up in a big way for us. He uses his body really well. He's a big body. He's got a long range, so he uses his stick really well. Good, heavy, violent stick. And then he started showing some more confidence in the offensive zone as far as carrying the puck and owning the puck a little bit more in the offensive zone instead of just passing it away. So, we're hoping to see him get the opportunity to do that at the ECHL level. When it comes to Goose, Goose has been a pillar for us right from the start. As a rookie coming in, everything we've asked he's done, and he's done it at a high level as far as offensive and defensive side of the game. When it comes to our offense, he was sitting there, whatever it was, top 5 for us in points, but in a big way he was impacting in a lot of plays that he wasn't getting points on as far as going to the net, being the screen out front. He's a guy that was willing to take a beating every game, and in a lot of games he did. But he was always team first, and we saw a lot of success because of everything he put in. So both those guys were looking for them to get some success up in the ECHL level.
And 2 of the guys that you brought in now here over the past couple of days, you brought in Justin Smunt, getting his rights from Knoxville, and he made his debut this past Saturday. And then we'll finally get to see Austin Swankler this weekend make his Dawgs debut after he had initially signed with Roanoke back in December. What are you hoping that those 2 can bring into the lineup now that they join the Dawgs?
Yeah, they both bring a pretty good skill, ability up and down the ice. With Smunt, he's played in the league before, so he knows what he's getting into. We're looking for him to kind of up his physical side of it. He's coming in as a skill guy. He absolutely has a great shot. He has good vision, pretty good speed. So we're going to look for him to kind of buy into Dawgs hockey and get into that gritty style a little bit. When it comes to Swankler, he's a high level player. Just straight up when it comes to his skill level, his ability, his vision out there. We're looking for him to kind of just apply and play his game at this level and look at the guys around him that are going to benefit from playing with him.
I know it's still probably a couple of weeks away before you guys start maybe bringing in some of the college kids coming out of the ranks from the end of their senior seasons, but I just wanted to ask you to give the fans maybe a bit more of a perspective. What is that type of player that you guys are looking for when you and assistant coach Nick DeVito are scouting through these games in December and January and February? What's that archetype look like for someone that you think could fit on this team with the Dawgs?
I think it changes every year, but really we're looking for guys that have excelled through their, at least their junior, senior year in college. we have a lot of contacts through Division 3, Division 1. We rely on those guys to kind of tell us, guys that are eager to play, guys that are looking to move on from college right away. But I think it changes year to year for exactly what we're looking for. This year we'd love to find like a bigger body up front to kind of round out our forward group as far as a 10th, a depth guy that can be physical, win draws. It definitely changes year on year, but really we're looking for the guys that are eager to come to, like eager to get their first opportunity with pro and kind of inject that energy into our team down the stretch. The dog days of the season can be a bit of a grind. And when you get some new blood in there, some new life, it can really fire up a group. So even if it's not a guy, every year we seem to bring in a few that come and then maybe head back to college. So even if it's a guy that's not here and pushing for the playoff push with us, being here for a couple weeks, the 5-game PTO, can really inject some life into the group. So looking for high energy guys that are eager to get their pro start.
You mentioned the dog days of the season. This is a tough weekend of travel for you guys this weekend. Pensacola on Friday and Saturday. Tight turnaround for you guys to get to Macon on Sunday. What are you looking for out of your group to maybe find some more success on the road here this weekend?
Just consistency. We always talk about starting the weekend off the right way. And we did last weekend. We came out hot. We had good energy. So we're looking for that, of course, to start the weekend. And then we have to find a way to maintain that level through the next 2 games.
All right, Dan, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Mitch.
That's going to do it for this episode of Coach's Corner. Roanoke on the road this weekend to take on the Ice Flyers and the Mayhem, but back home here at the Doghouse next week starting on Thursday. You won't want to miss it right here in the Star City. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope you have a great rest of your day.